Okay, hi, I am Emily McInnes. I am the founder and CEO of I Buy Art. And with me today, I have an artist who I've been working with for years and years, since day one, since we launched. This is Becky Comer.
Hello.
And hello, yes, welcome, Becky. I'm just going to start to show some of your work so we can start chatting about it. This piece, I'm going to just dive right in. Here we go. When I first met you, you were doing totally different work, like night and day. And the evolution that I've seen is like awe-inspiring. And how do you feel in, your own words, like that you came to start doing this type of work?
Yeah, like the work you referenced from really early in my career was very I was always kind of messing with the tactile nature of the photograph. So that has kind of been a through line through everything that I've worked through. It just started to coalesce with these more recent works where I was more focused on eliminating certain parts. So it's evolved and it seems very stark, but I can see sort of that through line where I'm just interested in breaking a material down and exploring its potential and how it can change based on how I intervene, I guess.
So from what I understand, you collect the source material with your camera, you go back to your studio, you compose the image together, you do a large printout, and the original is a hand cut piece. So what we're looking at here is a limited edition version of the original piece that's been hand cut. And that's why it looks like there's depth, like it's got three-dimensionality to it. Now this piece is interesting because I know that this one, when I first saw it, I thought it was like tropical, elements, and it's not at all, is it?
Yeah, it's the very small botanical specimens that grow on the tundra, so very far north, things that struggle to survive on permafrost and do so in such a beautiful, colorful way. So this was images taken during what would be late summer, early fall for our minds, but it's very late fall for them, just getting ready for winter. So there's these last bursts of flowers and like trying to soak up as much sun as they can get before, the long winters, dark winters set in.
So Rankin Inlet, you were doing obviously you documented this piece up there, and you were up there for various reasons.
Yeah. I wasn't there very long, maybe a week, and it was a brief moment to see some pretty cool things, some
the
tundra, and explore what that's like. It's just such an amazing landscape. So
it is,
really,
and it's so cool to see it, like a microscopic plant that maybe doesn't get a lot of attention. Like here it is, this like super resilient, beautiful plant that's now getting attention.
larger than life.
Larger than life.
Yeah.
I have another artwork here that I would love to talk to you about. This one, Tiny Township. Now this one, that is somewhat near where you live in Ontario, is it?
Yeah, it's not super close, but it also is on Georgian Bay, which is very close to where I live. So it's all of these plants are really familiar to me. They grow in my backyard basically and are kind of my neighbors. So Tiny Township is located near like Penetang Machine and in Midland. And yeah, just beautiful part of the country. Always loved exploring the Georgian Bay shore and its variable plants. These ones are kind of more ubiquitous than Georgian Bay specifically, but it's a really spectacular spot. Always have loved exploring Georgian Bay.
It's interesting how like what you've eliminated then brings to the focus, like the sheer beauty of I mean, Mother Nature, right? Like, look at these colors. Like,
Mhm.
nothing has been manipulated. Like, it just is in its natural state. But by removing elements from, as you cut the pieces out, you know, they really become the focus of the work.
Yeah,
Um,
I've always been really drawn to breaking apart the interconnected forms, like just to see all this tangle of plant matter and like breaking apart how those forms are interacting has always kind of been
mhm,
really compelling to me. So that's a
mhm.
big part of this one, is how this mess of plant matter is interacting with itself and crossing over. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because even the composition, like, there's just something so incredibly like settling about it. Like, it just
Mhm.
lands so nicely. Fall equinox. This is a stunning piece of art. The light in it, the shadows, the depth, like, it's incredible. And in this one, I did want to ask you if you could share a little bit about where you are. I know that you are living in this very incredible part of the world that has a lot of meaning to you. It's got family history. Can you talk about, like, maybe the interconnection of, like, where you live and how these works emerged?
I live on about a 200-acre property south of Owen Sound, and it's just a large acreage with a forest with many different ecoregions within it. So it's been my life's work at this stage to just kind of observe those spaces and document them and watch them evolve throughout the seasons. And I mean, one of the most spectacular moments in our seasons is to watch this fall kind of uh, evolution of the plants, like kind of decaying and growing and moving through the cycles of life. And this piece has a pretty condensed energy about it of what's
Mhm.
going on in those spaces, and it's always inspiring to me to walk through those woods and see its constant evolution. So
I always see the ancestry here. Like, when I see these, like, green, ones that look like the Ontario forest, I think about, like, your grandfather and the fact that, like, you're living on this land that was so important to him, and it's like this really, like, very special piece of land. And I don't know, I mean, maybe that wasn't part of what was going through your head, or maybe it is, but I think about that when I look at these photographs.
yeah, I mean, it's a very personal space to me. It's a large space, but I have a lot of personal history, and I have been raised to look closely at the land by being here for so many generations, so rooted in one place. And it's definitely informed everything I make. And this is a piece that does kind of have that rooted behind it. So
Mhm.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
One thing I was thinking about too was, like, I'll let you go, but the article that came out in the Globe and Mail, it like talked about the push and play between, actually, the, like, digital being online. And I was thinking about you and, like, how there's this, like, hands-on, tactile, like, you're in the world, you're in nature, like, photographing these things, walking around, having this visceral experience, and then it goes digital, and then it comes back to the physical again as you cut.
Yeah.
So there's this
Hmm.
interesting push and play. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just occurred to me, like, after I read that, what they had, thought she did a great job on that article, and
Totally.
the
Yeah.
piece about you, and just so interesting, hey, like, how we can meander through these different universes, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Becky, thanks so much, and take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.